interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a live edition of Vikings Uncensored, the Denver Broncos preview show.
Perfect comment to start the show. Dr. Protos right there at the bottom.
That one?
Yes. Yes.
Good evening, everybody in the chat. Drewster, Brother Dave, Raymond, Inconsiderate Bear Hair, Doc Proto, of course. All you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Friday. And I know VU has been off all week due to circumstances that came up, but we are here tonight. We are live, and we are here to break down the Sunday night matchup versus the Denver Broncos. Start out with a bunch of news stuff here. Actually, quite a bit of news stuff, team-related, and a couple other significant ones out there, too, that we'll bring up here first. Then we'll roll into our normal
next week too, everybody.
We'll bring that up later.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll roll into our normal game breakdown and do the prediction show at the end and hit your comments, everything else along the way as we go. So with that, let us get started. Biggest news coming out, of course, happened last night at Thursday Night Football. Not only did the Ravens lose their starting tight end out for a significant amount of time, but what's that?
Andrews?
Yeah, he got hurt last night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I forget what it was, something leg related, but I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for. But the more significant one is Bengals starting quarterback Joe Burrow tore a ligament in his wrist, and came out today that he is likely going to miss the rest of the season.
Wow.
So that Cincinnati Bengals game that we've got coming up in a couple of weeks just got a little bit easier for us, or more manageable.
Absolutely.
More manageable anyway, because our old friend Jake Browning is going to be the starting quarterback in Cincinnati right now. So
one night wonder, Jake Browning.
One
day back in August 2020.
The
Jake
hero
Browning
of
had a good training session.
The hero of the COVID night practice for the Vikings when everybody else was sick that game. So Browning was the only quarterback we had, but
right.
High point of his career to that point. Drew says, bye Bengals.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree. I
don't believe Jake Browning is going to go Josh Dobbs in Cincy and continue their winning ways. Now, they've got talent over there, good wide receiving core, good running backs, all that other stuff. But, losing a quarterback the caliber of Joe Burrow, we lost Kirk. I'm not saying Kirk is Joe Burrow, but Kirk was playing better than Burrow actually there when he got hurt. But tough call for the Bengals. We lucked out and were able to get a hold of Dobbs before anybody else did. Otherwise,
And what we did was something that is, not something that's going to work for every team in the league. And as far as Kevin and Quessy, they hit it on the head with that trade, and even they were rolling the dice at the time, along with all of us.
Well, we needed somebody because, good evening, my worthless opinion. Still my favorite handle in all of social media.
Not every quarterback can come in and do what Josh Dobbs has done. And it's been proven year and year and year. For years, it's been proven.
Speaking of injured quarterbacks, one more non-Viking related. Sounds like Justin Fields will be back for Chicago this week. So they'll go back to see if they can figure out anything there between now and the end of the season. Tyson's secret agent man is going back to the bench the way it sounds. So we'll get to see Justin Fields one more time here coming up on Monday night in a couple of weeks too. So
it's a total dumpster fire over there in Chicago. It
really
is.
It is. So we'll worry about the Bears though when we get to that point. But on our own injured quarterback front, Kirk Cousins met with the media today for the first time since his surgery. Reiterated that his career is not over because of this. Came back with wants to finish his career as a Minnesota Viking, saying all the right things, that kind of stuff. But he has been in the building at TCO Performance already, helping. Kevin O'Connell said he's been there helping break down film. He's got Kirk looking at tendencies and things like that and places, maybe can take a shot against the defense or things like that. So
an extension of the coaching staff basically at this point.
Yeah. So he's been talking back and forth with Dobbs quite a bit. They share the same agent, so that's kind of an extra in there, I guess. But so Kirk is, a lot of players you see when they have something happen like this, they'll go sulk in the corner and this, that, and the other thing. But to his credit, he's been in helping things out. Doc is planning his vacation, going to suffer through Monday because it's a short week. Going to have to take off Tuesday's Bear. Good evening, Justin. Welcome into the show. I guess there's one other non-Vikings thing I saw in my notes here. I forgot to remember. Buffalo fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey after that god-awful Monday night performance.
What is wrong in Buffalo? I mean,
what is wrong is Buffalo's offense hasn't been the same since Brian Daboll left.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. I forget who it was. They made their interim offensive coordinator anyway, but we'll see if he has any better luck. So I think Josh Allen just turned the ball over like in 19 straight games or something like that now.
Yeah, he's getting to be to the point where he's getting exposed. I think
he has regressed considerably.
Yes,
I saw a good comment here a couple of days ago. I forget who it was. Somebody on the X-Files that we broke Buffalo last year in that game we had because they haven't been the same since.
No, I agree. That's a good statement right there.
But anyway, back to Viking stuff now. Of course,
I was going to say that too, Doc. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not either. I think that's, of course, they threw all their eggs in the Daniel Jones basket, and then he sucked, and then he's been injured on top of it. So you've got Joe Blow, Bag of Donuts, whatever his name is, off the street that they have playing quarterback right now. But Diggs wanting out yet?
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, Stephon Diggs himself has not been saying anything, but his brother has been going on Twitter and blasting, that bro's got to get out of there and this, that, and everything else. Diggs
has been doing Diggsy things since the end of last year. Just hasn't been as reported on throughout the season.
Yeah, but I mean, to Stephon's credit, he's not saying anything right now, but like I said, he's letting his brother do it. So,
yeah.
But anyway, back to some of the Viking stuff. Of course, linebacker Jordan Hicks had to go on injured reserve this week after that he got injured, second half of the game last week. Ended up having to go in and have emergency surgery after the game because it was some compartmental injury or something like that of the shin. They said if they hadn't gone in to do surgery, he could have lost his leg because of it.
That's crazy, man. Wow. Yeah, some kind of freak stuff going on.
Yeah, man. It just the way it would hit or whatever, it did something. It said it could have caused permanent muscle damage or even to the point of losing a leg if they hadn't done surgery on it. So he'll be out for
at least 4 weeks. He's on the IR. So
yeah, why? And I doubt he'd be back after. He might be back by Detroit. That'd be probably about the earliest we could maybe expect him to see him. I don't know.
On that note, 55.
Yes, that was the next line on my list. No longer 55, but our old friend Anthony Barr has returned to the team, signing to the practice squad earlier this week. And my guess is he will replace Jordan Hicks as soon as they get him back up to speed. The number 55 was taken by Andre Carter II. So Anthony Barr will be wearing number 54 with the blessing of Eric Kendricks. So kind of to honor Kendricks. Now Barr, posting stuff on his social media, old pictures with him and Hunter and him and Hitman and stuff like that. So sounds like he's happy to be back. So
it will be interesting to see how Flores can utilize Barr and to see where Barr is at as far as physical abilities go.
Yeah. Does he have anything left in the tank?
Right.
Lance and I were talking about this off air earlier in the week, right after the Barr signing. It's going to be extremely funny if, Anthony Barr, who was Mike Zimmer's guy, he was the first draft pick Mike Zimmer ever had, could never get Anthony Barr to his full potential. Now watch Brian Flores take him and get him a career resurgence and, use him as that pass rusher that we always thought
thought he was what he was supposed to be when he came into the league.
Right.
It was frustrating.
Yeah. But Flores rushes everybody. So I think
exactly. The thing with Flores is he's mind fucking everybody in the league right now because they don't know if he's coming or going. As far as like bringing the heat or pulling it back. Right. Because the first 5 weeks of the season we were at 50% blitz rate. Now we're down in the 30s. Yeah,
we're higher. We're still at 49%, but it's dropped like 5% over the last 3 games, though. So we were up
right, and 55, what that's going to do that works well on our part because then, like I said, it's going to give offensive coordinators headaches because they just won't know what he's going to do.
Well, and the thing about all this is we're getting pressure with 4 now instead of needing to bring 5 as much.
With 3 Ryno at some points. So Flores just came in here. He looked like a genius this year coming in here. And we sniffed it when he first got hired, but he's doing exactly what we had hoped he would have done.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the defense, during the current 5-game winning streak, and this is for all the analytics nerds out there, the Vikings defense is ranked 3rd in EPA per play, 4th in success rate per drop back, 6th in drop back EPA per play, and 8th in EPA per rush. Or for the non-analytics nerds, we're 14th in scoring, 7th in yards per play, and 4th in rush yards attempt.
If you go back and look at the first 5 weeks of the season, that's going to be nasty, but we've overcame that.
Yeah, that said, the first during that when we went 1-3 to start there.
Wow,
our defense was one of the worst in the league. over the past 5 games were one of the best.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin, thank you very much. Hit the like button if you guys are in here. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. I know most of you guys in the chat right now are our longtime subscribers, but for anybody new to the show, hit that subscribe button, hit the likes. Helps us out a ton. Good evening, Stephen.
I don't believe so.
We don't know yet. Yeah, I'll put that question up. They have to make a decision by tomorrow whether or not to pull him off IR or not. Now, he's still limited all week in practice, so if I was to guess,
look for it to be next week.
If I was to guess, I would say he won't play this weekend. But KJ Osborne is on track to play again. He's cleared concussion protocol and all that other stuff, so he should be back. Also, Alex Madison is off concussion protocol. He was limited in practice today. Not sure yet if he'll play or not.
Chandler needs to get more carries.
Yeah, and I think Ty Chandler probably starts.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
They stole that touchdown from him last weekend. And not a ticky-tacky hold call.
It was a ticky-tack hold call. And if you watch the post-game locker room speech that O'Connell does and stuff,
yeah,
O'Neill told Ty Chandler, he said, "I owe you one."
Yep.
But in the running back room, we talked about this a week or so ago, or last week when it happened. But the Vikings did bring Myles Gaskin back and put him on the practice squad. Dude's been on and off the practice squad more times than he's on, he's off, he's on, he's off, he's on, he's back now.
That poor guy. But I mean, at least he's on a roster, I guess. So I mean, you can't complain too much.
Yep. Then to make room for Gaskin, they released defensive lineman Michael Dogby. I honestly forgot Dogby was on the roster, but
I don't even know who that is.
Dogby looking for a new job right now. So
right, exactly. Dogby walking.
Looking at some other stuff, Nick Mullins has been designated to return from IR. Practice window is open. Now he may be activated in time for the game on Sunday and serve as the third. I don't know if he'd serve as the third quarterback, but we'll get to the injury reports here in just a minute. One thing I wanted to hit though beforehand, TJ Hawkinson this year. I mean, I know the guy's gotten a lot of grief for some untimely drops, which are a little concerning, but
which was also earlier in the season, mostly.
Yeah. O'Neill tackled the DE. I don't know that we'll agree to disagree on that one, Drew. I think it was more of a fall than a tackle. But
I believe that as well. He got the call, but whatever.
Yeah. Lance saw it in person, so we'll go with his.
I was there.
Prognosis. But anyway, TJ Hawkinson so far this year, 71 receptions, 681 yards, 4 touchdowns. And he's been dealing with bad ribs the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I still don't think we've seen the best of TJ Hawkinson here yet. This season, anyways.
The game last week against the Saints, he had 11. He had 11 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown in the first half.
That pass down the seam to Hawkinson for the TD was a thing of beauty.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did get a text message at 8:30 in the morning saying that he was 3 beers in already on the shuttle bus going to the cities. So
good times.
Well, yeah, can't go wrong with that. But anyway, that's kind of all the wrap up stuff. So we'll kind of look into what's going on for this week as we start the preview side of things here. Final injury reports came out, of course, this afternoon. On the Vikings side of things, Caleb Evans will not play, dealing with, I think is it a knee he's got?
Yeah, he came out of the game last weekend with an injury, and Blackman obviously went in and it was like we didn't lose. That's the name of the game with this team this year. These injuries they're not phasing us. Knock on wood, obviously, but we're overcoming all sorts of adversity this year.
Oh yeah, because Blackman came and got his first interception, and then of course Byron Murphy.
Interception too.
Byron Murphy had one there too that helped seal the deal. Now I don't know if anybody saw they had Harrison Smith, I think, was mic'd up, and Harrison had a shot at the interception, but you could hear him on the field. He told Murphy that I can't talk tonight. He told Murphy that you take it. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So they knew that.
That's playing as a team there. I mean, I kind of look back
that's
at it.
That's yard ball right there on defense.
Yep. I think that if Hitman had gone up for it, him and Murphy might have collided, which could have caused it better. So, I mean, it was a smart move by Hitman.
Very smart. Very smart. Yep. John
before we forget this, John, yes, Christmas Eve game against Detroit will be the whiteout game, just like we did with the Giants last year. Also,
they need to take those white Oh, go ahead.
No, we'll finish this off.
They need to take those white prototype whiteout helmets with the purple horns and instill them into that uniform as well. I think that white helmet's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I'm sure all you guys have as well.
That I would like to see that part of it, but of course, the season opener we had the throwback uniforms. The Vikings also announced this week that they will be bringing those back for the Monday night game against Chicago. So
nice.
Doc, 3 beers and a TV. I'd actually want to be alcohol free at a game. Yeah, I usually try to stay relatively so, especially since beers are like $17 a friggin' piece ridiculous. But anyway, we'll get back into the injury report here. Jaron Hall also will not play this week, so apparently he's still having a little bit of concussion type symptoms or something like that. So they have not cleared him to come back. On the questionable list, Brian Asamoah, Justin Jefferson still questionable. Good evening, Dan. Of course, Jefferson was limited all week, so if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would say Jefferson sits out.
Right. That's
another
what my
week.
guess would be as well.
Alexander Madison was limited. Nick Mullins is questionable. Also, guard Chris Reed questionable. Now, Reed is nearing to the end of his 21-day practice, and I think Justin Jefferson's getting close to that too. So probably by next week, they'll have to make a decision on both those guys.
Yeah, right.
Over on the Denver side of things, safety PJ Locke is the only one that's out. Limited and questionable. Tackle Garrett Bowles. Guard Ben Powers. So their entire left side of their starting offensive line are questionable. Also running back Samaje Perine, who's their number 2 running back. He's questionable.
Williams had a good game for him last week.
Yeah,
Broncos.
Williams is a good running back, and we're going to have to keep an eye on him. Then also, still, these guys practiced in full, but they're still on the injury report. Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver Marvin Mims, outside linebacker Baron Browning, and linebacker Ronnie Perkins all practiced in full and likely will play. Starting to look at the Broncos themselves. Russell Wilson is starting to pull his head out of his ass a little bit. I guess we can put it that way. He's been playing better the last couple of weeks.
A quick little trivia tidbit here. We've never beat Russell Wilson before.
Why did you have to bring that up?
Well, I'm just saying this game is concerning to me. This game is a concern to me.
Yeah. I mean, I have faith that Flores is going to have something dialed up, and we've been handling running quarterbacks better this year. In
prior years, to me, this game is a perfect trap game. I don't mean to be so negative, but this game, it does worry me. I know. I'm sorry, Doc. But we haven't. We've never beat Russell Wilson. Let's fucking go do it. Let's go beat Russell Wilson. Let's cream him, man. Let's beat him.
Now, granted, the last couple of weeks, I mean, they did beat Kansas City, which, I mean, we should have beaten Kansas City, but then they beat the Packers, which whoop-de-doo. But they still got some weapons there. They got Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, and on wide receivers. Very good trio of wide receivers there. As Lance mentioned a little bit ago, running back Javonte Williams. He's a good running back. I mean, he's somebody we're going to have to account for. Russell Wilson doesn't run, I don't think, as much as he used to, but still has that ability.
He was pretty nimble last weekend in prime time. He was running for first downs like he has before. I'm just I don't look for this team that we have, the Vikings, to be overlooking anybody this year, because I don't.
No, we can't. We can't
in their DNA to even do that this season. But this is, like I said, in years prior, I would consider this a trap game for sure.
So Justin has a correction for you there, Lance. We beat Russell Wilson in 2021 week 3.
Oh, well, there you go, guys.
Okay. Lance didn't jinx us, so there we go.
Right. I thought we went winless against him. My bad.
Yeah. Doc, I have this same exact fear in the back of my mind, and we've talked about this in the shows last week. I don't want to see the unreasonable expectations get too high on here, because if that does happen, of course, we're all Vikings fans. We all know how stuff works around here. But, hey, we're playing with house money right now. Everybody expected this team to completely pack up the tents and fall apart when Kirk went down. And, we're 5-0 without Justin Jefferson right now and 2-0 without Kirk Cousins. So, I mean, it just shows.
That goes into coaching. And then I honestly do have confidence. I started out like I believe all of us did in the beginning of the Atlanta game when Dobbs came out and first played and he fumbled that shit away 3 times that game. And I'm like, I have no confidence in this guy. But then something happened and clicked.
Yeah.
And now I believe Dobbs can truly win us some games. And I don't think he'll fall. I don't think he'll have that fall apart moment.
And, just his running and scrambling ability adds a completely different level to this offense that we haven't seen.
The only way he falls apart is if something happens to him physically sometime this year. Otherwise, I don't see him falling off the train as far as what he's doing on the field goes.
The peanut gallery is attacking. Yeah, Lance is usually the uber positive one, and I'm the one that's more of a realist here. No, it's enjoy the ride on the rocket ship. Absolutely, Ray.
Some of that merch that's coming out too, but with Dobbs, I mean, all over the place. I know SKOL North has got some cool T-shirts they're putting out now with a plug to SKOL North if you guys are out there watching. Mackie, hello.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool merch coming out for Dobbs. I like it, with the rocket, and he's in the whole astronaut uniform and shit like that.
Yeah, the whole pastronaut type thing. Yeah, it's. I mean, let's just enjoy it while it's here. I mean,
they're having fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, we're Vikings fans. Inevitably, at some point in time between now and the end of the season, shit will fall apart, and we'll end up, be what it is, unless maybe we got all the shit happening to us out of the way at the beginning of the season this year instead of the end of the season. Who knows?
I don't know. We are Vikings fans. That's the main thing right there. You just don't know, man.
Well, exactly. Just don't know. So we just got to enjoy the ride as long as it lasts, and go from there. Looking over at the defensive side of things from Denver, it's not the Denver defense of years past. They're not. They still got very good cornerback Patrick Surtain II back there.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm guessing he'll be on Jordan Addison, provided Justin Jefferson does not play. If Jefferson does play, then I would look for Surtain to be tailing him. Fabian Moreau, their other cornerback, is decent.
Oh.
Yeah, and if he gets hurt, if Mullins isn't playing this week, guess who we have to play quarterback? So I'm going to be as gentle as I can on this over here. Lance, you shut your whore mouth over there about people getting hurt.
Make merchandise called Blame Brunswick on the front.
Yeah. Instead of Brunswick's best, we'll call it Brunswick's blame next time if something goes wrong. Linebackers, I got Josie Jewell's a very good linebacker. I'm a fan of his. I like, he's going to be somebody you got to watch out for. Then they got Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons in their safety. So, their secondary is decent.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with Surtain, who's, a very, very good cornerback, I think. Enjoy the ride while it lasts. Absolutely, Dan. Doc, even the most purple Kool-Aid drinking fans didn't think we'd get this kind of production giving injuries. Absolutely. We'll take it as it comes. Are we going to win out? I doubt it. Could we? Yeah.
I think we can. But this game that we have this week does, like I said, it concerns me. We got to get through the Broncos first.
Yep.
They're I think the next hottest team in the NFL outside of us, in my opinion. They beat a couple of good teams. They're on the same type of ride we're on right now, as far as
they've won like 2 in a row. We were on 1-5 in a row.
I think they've won 3 in a row now, or they've beaten 3 good teams in the last 4 weeks or something like that.
They beat Kansas City, Green Bay, and Vegas, so they beat 1 good team.
Oh, well, still. Don't be
okay. Haven't watched the Good Luck Jersey. That's don't watch it yet. 7-4 after. Here's a spicy hot take from our buddy Drew. 7-4 after Sunday with Chandler with 120 rushing yards.
Beautiful. I love that take.
I do too.
I love that take, Drew.
I'd love to see us get a 100-yard back this week. Denver's rush defense is not very good. So we'll talk about that. And since you brought that up, Drew, that's a good time for us to kind of roll into our tail of the tapes, where we look at the rankings for both offense and defense for the Vikings and our weekly opponent. Starting off always as we do with the offense. Scoring offense, Vikings are sitting at 10th right now. Denver is at 18th. Brunsy in a onesie. Ryan's here to throw some more on the Brunswick fire tonight. Total yards, the Vikings are sitting 5th right now. Denver 26th. Yards per play, Minnesota is at 9th. Denver is at 16th. This one kind of interesting. Even with Kirk going down, the Vikings are now once again the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. Denver's down at 29th in passing. Now here's the switch over. Rushing offense, Denver, of course, 14. Like we mentioned with Williams there. We are sitting at 28th right now. Then turnovers, Denver is 15th in the league. In turnovers, we are 26th. Brunsy in a onesie, like we mentioned. And treat every game like a playoff game. Raymond, that is true. I think, what did they say right now? The Vikings have like an 82% chance, or in the low 80s somewhere, I think, making the playoffs. So barring a complete total meltdown.
If we win out, there's a chance that we have a shot at that number 1 seed still.
If we win, we win the North. So
yeah, if we win out, we win the North. But that number 1 seed is not out of question.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves on that part of it.
Right.
Well, just but tail of the tape over on the defensive side of things. Scoring defense, Minnesota 21st, Denver's 28th. So their defense has given up a fair amount of points. Total yards, Vikings are sitting at 20th right now. Denver at 30th. Yards per play, though, Minnesota is sitting at 8th. Denver is 32nd. So not only are they giving up a lot of plays, they're giving up in chunks. So that gives the potential for hitting Jordan Addison up over the top. KJ Osborne coming back. Jalen Naylor, who played last week, still looking to get in there
as well.
Yep.
Catch and run. Also, I believe, don't quote me, Ryno, but I think we're the number one defense in explosive plays in the NFL right now as well.
Yeah, we're right. We're in that top 2 or 3. If we're not, I don't have that in front of me, but against the pass, Denver is 19th. We're 23rd. We're actually 13th against the rush now. So our run defense
was going to be questionable after that Philly game.
Yeah, our run defense is playing quite well. Denver 32nd against the run. So to Drew's prediction a little bit earlier, it is very possible that we should be able to make some hay on the ground, whether it's Chandler, whether it's Kene Nwangwu.
It's going to be Dobbs against them too, because when you got Surtain back there covering receivers and that Denver secondary is not that bad, it's going to give Dobbs the opportunity to take off as well. And if that rush defense is 32nd, you can look for Dobbs to feast as well on his feet. I believe this weekend. The whole consecutive games of over 40 yards rushing for Dobbs is going to continue this weekend in Denver.
Yep. Number one, we can take number one. We can take business. Yep. Philly's not invincible. We should have beat Philly.
Yeah, and I love Mike's little comment down here. Good night, Mike, or good evening as well.
Yep. Some of their defensive stats are off because of that 70-point game against Miami. Lately, they've been tough, but they gave up 70 points to Miami. We're a better passing team than Miami is, or the numbers wise anyway. Am I saying we're going to put 70 up on Denver? No.
God,
because we all know Kevin O'Connell would take his foot off the gas before that point. But
which explains what happened to us in New Orleans this weekend, I believe, in the second half. O'Connell.
Absolutely. O'Connell made that comment afterwards. He took the blame for that because we could have scored.
We were fucking pouring it on. 24-7 going, 24-3 going into the half, taking a 27-3 lead. Just let it fucking ride, man. Just pour it on.
We could have put a 50 burger on the Saints, I think, if we'd have kept the foot on the gas.
Yes.
Back to the stats. So sacks, the Vikings are up to 11th in the league in sacks right now. Denver is 30th. So Barbarian Stronghold Disco.
That's great.
I'm going to put that up there.
Yes.
I like it. I do like it. Not necessarily suitable for work, but I like it.
Hey, it's suitable for Vikings Uncensored. So
absolutely. Turnovers right now. Denver does cause some turnovers. They're 8th in the league in turnovers. We are sitting at 15th right now. So, nice. But we didn't have any turnovers the first 4 weeks. So, this last 7 games, that defense is becoming more opportunistic and getting to that point.
Well,
so
Flores is putting his guys in the right spots, man, to make plays.
He absolutely is. Now, we talked about this earlier on, the blitz percentage. Of course, Vikings are still number 1 by a wide margin, but what was a 56 or so percentage of blitzes a few weeks ago is now down to 49%. Denver's 13th in the league at 26.3. We'll bring up Ryan's comment here. much as I believe Kevin O'Connell has improved since the beginning of the season, he absolutely must keep his foot on the gas. I could not agree with you more. Don't start running out the clock until mid-fourth quarter. Right.
Boom. Yes.
You put that dagger and you nail that coffin shut, then you can take the foot off the gas when you're up by four scores,
especially when you're not knowing. I think we ran 13 times in the second half against the Saints. And when you're not known as a running team, then you just keep your foot on the gas pedal. And if you want to get those rush yards, Dobbs will get them on a whim if the pass play breaks down.
Yeah. And that's the thing, we got away from what was being so successful for us just because, and that always bugged the crap out of me when
a gentleman's game. It's not a gentleman's game.
Yeah, but Zimmer always did that too. If you get and he even made comments. If the offense can score 24 points or whatever, or 17 points, we'll win the game.
Right.
So I don't want to be this. Oh, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. No, go out there and break their fucking spirits. Midway through the third quarter, be down. I mean, we saw last year what can happen. We were down by 30 points to the freaking Colts and came back.
Send them crying home to their daddies.
Yeah. Make that plane ride back to wherever they're going absolutely miserable. Yeah. Defense think prevent needs to be saved for later too. Absolutely. Pedal to the metal. Good evening, Truman. Yep. A couple other tail of the tapes, I guess, and then we'll put a bow on that. Pressure percentage. The Vikings are 21st in the league in pressures at 20.8%. Denver's down at 32nd. They're at 16%, 16.2. But we are 16th in the league in pressures with 84 total. Denver, again, 32nd. They only have 53. So they don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Saints also adjusted last week. They have a good defense. Yeah, there's part of that too, Dan. But the Vikings did take their foot off the gas, and Kevin O'Connell said as much at the end. In the post-game press conference, he said that's on him. We need to be more aggressive and put teams away. Which saying it is all good and well, but we actually have to go out and do it.
Right.
I don't want to be these nice guys that, we don't want to make the other team feel bad. No, like I just said before, break their souls, crush them, stomp a mud hole in their ass and walk it dry. I mean, I want to go out there and I just want to destroy teams. I want people to say,
fucking dude.
I want other teams to say, oh shit, we have to play the Vikings this week.
We've been saying that for years, Ryno. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we have to play the Vikings. Not we're going to be playing the laughing stock of the league this week.
Right. And we are sitting at the precipice of being at that point where teams are going to start saying, oh shit, we have to play the Vikings.
Elite teams. Yes. Your Kansas Cities. Your
hit me up. That's that's not, you're not maybe too far off base on that one, Ryan. Too much game tape out there.
But there is, though. He was in Arizona for a game starting as well. There is tape out there on Dobbs now.
Yeah. I mean, tape of Dobbs in Arizona. I mean, everybody knew that he could run and that stuff.
They haven't tapped it yet.
But putting him in an offense with the weapons that we have, and we're still not at 100% weapons-wise.
That should make things even scarier.
Yeah, that's what I said. If we can get out of our own heads sometimes. Dallas didn't care how much they whipped us last year, poured on. Yeah, well, same thing with the Saints. We look back a couple of years ago when
Kamara with the 6 rushing touchdowns against us.
Yeah, when Sean Payton, the asshole that we get to go against this week.
Leave an impression on the team that you're facing, like, oh my God, they just did that to us? Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. There is no coach in the NFL that I want to beat more than Sean Payton.
Oh, I know.
That smug son of a bitch. Nothing gives me greater joy than to see us beat his ass.
Yes.
Because I try not to hate. I try not to hate people. You know, I could not like people and things like that. Good evening, Rat.
I hate people.
But I hate Sean Payton. That son of a bitch. There isn't anybody in the NFL right now that I hate more than Sean Payton. We'll put it that way.
That son of a bitch.
Am I still bitter from 2009? Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Will I ever get over 2009? No.
No.
Cheating son of bitches stole our Super Bowl. So nothing gives me greater joy than to see him with his goddamn visor and that pouty look on his face when he gets his ass handed to him. We have not blown out teams since the good Favre year, and even then we had Chili calling dipshit plays. I'd love to see us donkey slap teams. And no better team to start donkey slapping than the Donkeys themselves this weekend. So
Right.
What a great time to be a Vikings fan. We'll taking all the good we can with it right now.
I mean, what started out to be really gloomy has become something really special, you know, as the season's gone on. So, absolutely. With arms wide open, we'll take it.
Yeah, keep playing the Creed in the locker room or whatever is working for the guys because, you know, we can keep this train rolling and there's no reason why we can't.
And the scariest fucking thing, Ryno, is wait until JJ gets straps him back up again for this offense.
Mm-hmm.
Wait until we get JJ back. The teams are really going to start pissing their pants.
Yeah. Always been an overrated coach. Yes, John. Agree 110,000%. But anyway, with that, how about we roll into some predictions for the week? We're about at that time of the show.
Yep, perfect.
So, of course, as we always do, we do not just pick the Vikings game. We also pick the other games in the NFC North to see how our competition matches up. Good evening, Brian. So we'll start off this week. When JJ is back, my God.
Yes.
I hope so. Yes. Starting off, the Chicago Bears heading to Detroit to take on the Motor City Kitties.
Do it, dude. I would love that. But I don't want to lose. I'm not saying that, but that's hilarious.
Right. So as we mentioned, Justin Fields will be back for the Bears this week. But Detroit is, of course, still Detroit. Wouldn't mind seeing the Bears upset the Lions.
That would be fantastic.
I would probably shit myself if that happened.
I'm still pissed the Chargers couldn't fucking close the deal, man.
Yeah, well, the Chargers went and chargered themselves, so.
They went and Brandon Staley in their pants.
Brandon Staley's going to get his ass fired down there one of these very soon. But
Dr. Frodo's voice, my God, man.
But
you guys are great comments. You guys are always a good time.
Yeah, Lions offense looks serious. The Lions offense is no joke, and their defense is pretty damn good too. So,
and Gibbs is starting to show up. Actually, you know, he's starting to look like what the Lions thought he would be when they took him at that pick.
Right. As far as Chicago goes, Chicago's still a raging dumpster fire. I mean, they won last week, but
I think Detroit's got the best offensive line in the league, honestly.
It's right up there if it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bears actually improved their draft position last week by winning because, I mean, they pushed Carolina down to right now. I think Carolina, though, is actually the number 2 pick. I think Arizona has the number 1 pick right now. But Kyler Murray comes back this week, so they'll probably win a game or two here and there.
Oh, Kyler Murray was back last week, and he won.
Oh, that's right. He is back now. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, Carolina is down to the first overall pick again now. Then,
yeah.
but
predictions right now.
Yes, we're working on predictions. We're just talking about the Bears and the Lions. We kind of, again, pull the car back in out of the ditch a little bit. Prediction.
I'm going to go with the Lions. I mean, how can you feel smart even picking the Bears here? You know,
yeah, you can't. You cannot. I mean, could it? It's an NFC North game, so yeah, anything could freaking happen. I would be a little bit. I wouldn't feel quite so stupid picking Chicago if it was in Soldier Field, but it's in Detroit.
Unless the Lions, this is kind of a trap game for them too. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a division game. It's a division game, so it might end up being closer than everybody imagines it could be.
It very well could be. What's the spread, Truman? I have no idea. I don't usually look at the spreads.
For all we know, Fields could come out and run for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns against Detroit, and they just don't even see it coming. But I cannot stand behind myself picking the Bears to win this game. So,
no, the only game all year that I felt confident in picking the Bears to win was against Carolina last week, and they barely won that one. So, Detroit wins this game. I don't think it's going to be as much of a blowout as some people are predicting, but like you said, it's a division game. Division games are usually always tough, but Chicago really, like to Brian's point there, Bears really don't have a shot in this one.
No.
So then the next game is the aforementioned Los Angeles Chargers going to Lambeau Field to take on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
What a game of kind of two teams that don't have a fucking they don't know who they are or what they have, I'm going to go with the Chargers here just because I hate the Packers. I mean, the Packers could easily win this game too, being they're playing in Lambeau. Jordan fucking Love looks like complete trash to me. I don't know. And Staley is just a horrible coach. You just can't coach.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's the thing. I think the Chargers probably win this game too, but as we've all seen, we do not underestimate the power of Brian Staley to do something absolutely freaking stupid. Chargers do have more to play for.
Weaver's got a good point there for sure.
Yep. Chargers good point there also, Brian. Chargers can score but can't stop anyone. And when they do stop somebody, like I said, Brandon Staley pulls a stupid ass play out. They tried to give us that game when we played them, and we gave it back to them. But Robert Harbaugh to the Chargers, that's possible, I suppose. Very likely Harbaugh comes back to the NFL after this year, but been really nice seeing Packer fans around work lately. Anytime you can see Packer fans in a bad mood, it's a good time. So, I think the Chargers offense probably will have enough to outscore what Green Bay can do. But, playing in Lambeau Field, that can be an equalizer too. And we know how horseshit that field is. I mean, we've lost 2 players to Achilles injuries in the last 2 games we played there.
Yeah.
Didn't Chargers pick up the goon? I guess I didn't hear. They might have. But
involved? I think that was. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't say for sure. I guess I haven't been paying. I don't follow the Chargers all that closely. They may have.
Either way, Limball's not going to save that defense.
No, but I'm going to take the Chargers here too. It would not surprise me at all to see the Packers eke out a win, just because it's outside and because the Chargers, again, it's not going to be super cold in Green Bay this weekend. So
no,
but I'm taking Chargers. And Packers are playing for a quarterback. Very possible. I don't know that they should be giving up on Jordan Love just yet. I think that they should take at least 5 or 6, maybe 10 years to find out if he's any good or not.
Yeah.
You can't move on from these things too quickly. So I think they better give him and to be fair with Jordan Love, this is his first year starting, and he sat on the bench and, played pinochle with the practice squad guys for 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers. So, but yeah, anyway,
Chargers.
Robert, yeah, Bears need to do that with Fields too. I agree 100%. They need to pass on Caleb Williams and Drake May. They better pass on Marvin Harrison Jr. as well, because I really don't think they need any more weapons. They're, but that the draft talk is all for after season. So we'll get back on. Then of course the final game for the NFC North and the most important one of the weekend, the Minnesota Vikings Sunday Night Football at Invesco Field, or whatever the hell they call it, Mile High Stadium in Denver, to take on the Broncos. Floor is all yours, Mr. Brunswick.
I believe if we could stop the run this weekend, we will win the game. Make Russell Wilson try to pass the ball against our defense. Bring the heat and force them to try to beat us with the run, which if we can game plan correctly, we shut down McCaffrey and against San Francisco. We've basically shut down everybody this year outside of DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Just go there, take care of business. Honestly, and this is kind of I'm just kind of going off here, but my MVPs on the defensive side of the ball this year, and it's a very guy that doesn't get talked about enough. One that does get talked about a lot, one that doesn't get talked about enough. The one that gets talked about a lot is Hunter. He's having an amazing year. I believe it should be a top priority getting him re-signed. And the other guy, Josh Metellus.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a Swiss Army knife for us all year, and we've been blitzing him, and he's getting home now. But Metellus has been it's just been amazing this year on defense. So
Evening, Reggie.
If we can go in there and control the time of possession and finish drives on offense and take control of that rush defense on defense, we're going to walk out with a win here. I like that. 27-10. That sounds good. And this defense has not let anybody score over 20 points in the last 5 games. No, because they let Atlanta score over 20, but that was just outside. But our defense has been pretty damn good coming up lately.
Yeah. And our offense has scored 27 points or more the last 2 weeks, against pretty good defense on both sides. I love what Brian Flores has got cooking right now. We got to keep Russell Wilson in the pocket. Don't let him get out and extend plays. Do what Josh Dobbs is doing for us.
We played mobile quarterbacks pretty well so far this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we shut Justin Fields down, and he runs all over the place.
Shut down Jalen Hurts, basically. Shut down Patrick Mahomes, basically. I mean, we historically have not played mobile quarterbacks the greatest in Minnesota, but this season we have done just that and played against the mobile guys very well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, Broncos have had recent success on the ground. Going to stress the run. Now, like I said, our run defense, which was one of my big concerns coming into this year, has played remarkably well. Outside of that Philadelphia game when DeAndre Swift ran
earlier on in the season, it was kind of questionable as well. Yeah, but we've gotten over the hump, though, I think, as far as that goes.
Yeah. I look for the offense. We can throw the ball on anybody, whether was Kirk before or Dobbs now. Another week of practice, getting more comfortable. Getting KJ Osborne back is going to help. Jordan Addison continuing to be every bit the wide receiver we all hoped he was going to be when we took him in the first round this year. And TJ Hawkinson cannot.
Chuck.
Good evening, Chuck.
Chuck up in here. Good evening.
Hawkinson, I cannot say enough about Hawkinson. I mean, we've given him shit about the drops and stuff, which warranted, but playing as well as he played last week with bad ribs, I mean, that guy's freaking tough.
Yeah.
And he deserves the
that was like a player from back in the day, the old time game where they play through the shit and don't go out. Flores does call brilliant games, I believe, too, Robert.
Yes, yeah, he does.
It's funny because when the defense does get him up the play and they pan over to Flores on his face, he takes it personally, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's an intense guy. And they talk about he's a really good guy in practice and stuff like that, but it's kind of the way Bud Grant used to be. Bud Grant never had to say anything. He just had that icy cold stare that would make grown men piss their pants.
But at the same time, I get that player coach feeling from Flores as well, like a tough love type of feeling.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. During practice and stuff, they said he jokes around. He's great with everything. But when it comes to game time, that man is intense.
When it's time to flip on the switch to be serious, then people just know.
Yep.
Yes. And like I said, when our defense gives up good plays, you can tell when they pan over to him that he takes it personal from a coaching standpoint about what just happened.
He absolutely does.
And more often than not, the next series, he answers the call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I know there's a little concern, but I feel pretty good about this game going in, actually. So it's kind of a flop. I'll let you be the one that has the heartburn this week, and I
didn't say we're going to lose, but
no, I know you didn't. But you said the game was concerning. I think, for all the talk last year of the Vikings being fraudulent with our 13 wins and stuff like that, I still don't believe that Denver is for real. They played some weak opponents the last couple, during this winning streak, and it's Sean Payton. I'm never going to pick Sean Payton's team to beat us.
No.
Sean Payton can go pound sand or whatever in Denver. And Vikings are winning this game, and I think we win it by a couple of scores.
That'd be great. I mean, and I love the fact that we're picking up steam and becoming more of a well-oiled machine as the season goes on, legitimately, as the season goes on. And honestly, I think our bye is coming at the exact right time where we could want it to come this year.
Mm-hmm. We get that extra week to get everybody healthy for that stretch run. And so, yeah, I think it's to win. I think we go to 7-4, get that winning streak to 6, and then we move on to the next one. So with that, we've gone just over an hour here now. So I think we will
a minute for our last few more comments from the guys out there watching. If you guys got anything to type in or ask, now would be the time. Otherwise, I love the way that Flores lives and dies by the blitz too. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to send the heat, and he's not afraid to flex his muscles out there on defense either.
Right.
He doesn't play scared. He doesn't call his defense scared.
No. And
so,
he's living up to that stuff. When they asked him that question when we first hired him, is that are you a 3-4? Are you a 4-3? Are you whatever? Flores said, well, who are we? Depends on who we're playing that week.
Multiple. And that's what drives offensive coordinators crazy, because they don't know what to game plan against.
Yep. So Reggie says Fantasy thinks Jefferson is playing this weekend, game time decision. Yeah, that's the thing. We talked about that earlier. They have to, if he has any chance of playing at all on Sunday, they have to activate him tomorrow. So that'll tell us a lot there. If he's activated,
then he's playing. that's very, very telling of what's going to happen. If he's activated, he's going to play on Sunday.
Provided
they can keep him off the field, even if they said he wasn't going to play.
I think it'd still be a game time decision, but if they activate him,
Robert.
Yep.
I remember that too, and it pissed me off. That's even more reason why I hate the guy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, having him do that, and then the Minneapolis Miracle happened. Yeah, it couldn't have happened.
Made it all the sweeter. Yeah.
Yep, it did.
Sucked those lips right back into his mouth.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, we are going. That's a great way to end the show. Want to thank all you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, hit that like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe. Helps us out a ton. We are up over, what is it now, Lance? 7,100 followers on our Facebook page.
Facebook. Yeah. We're really getting the team on Facebook, and I love it.
And we're pushing 2,100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So thank you, everyone who has followed, liked, and comes along for the ride with us every week. We will be back to a full slate of episodes next week. Ryno's Rants will come on Monday night, where we will deal with the aftermath of the Denver game, win, lose, or draw. Brunswick's Best will be back this week as well.
27.
Number 27. And then we're going live next Friday, right, again?
Yes. Live next week, Friday again.
So 2 live shows in a row. So, but with that, thank you guys. Shout out to the fan club. Yes, Doc, I could not go without shouting out the Filipino fan club. Noy, Jen, all you guys, BB, Nympha, everybody over in the Philippines who watches our show. Appreciate you guys over there as well.
The world,
and everywhere around the world. We've had people from Germany and UK pop in here before. Some, Vikings Uncensored reaches all 4 corners of the globe, which is kind of hard because the globe is round. But anyway, thank you guys, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and make sure you take us with you if you're out and about. With that, why don't you take us home, Lance?
Man, it's been great. A great ride this year. Continuing to enjoy it. I think the best is still honestly yet to come. I'm excited. With that being said, y'all have a safe weekend, and we will see you next Friday live. Aubrey, Millie, if you're out there watching, Lance, Dad loves you. SKOL.
Good. Have a good weekend, everybody.